108 years. The good Lord has blessed me with 108 years on this earth. In that time, I've witnessed 2 world wars, watched humanity step onto the moon, and lived long enough to see tiny phones that can answer your questions faster than most people. And through all those years, I've seen a lot of trends come and go, especially when it comes to food and health. My name is Hattie Mae, and every doctor who ever warned me about my cholesterol has long since passed on. Every single one of them. They came with their fancy degrees, new studies, and expensive prescriptions, telling folks what to eat and what to avoid. But too often, their advice changed every few years. One day, a food was healthy. The next day, it was dangerous. Well, I'm here to share something different. Not the truth from a commercial. Not the truth from a company trying to sell you the latest miracle product. I'm talking about the kind of wisdom passed down through generations, the kind your grandmother learned from her grandmother. Because staying healthy isn't about magic powders, expensive supplements, or complicated diets. It's about real food. The food that comes from the earth. The food God gave us. And today, I'm going to share 7 foods I've eaten throughout my life. Foods I believe help me stay strong, sharp, and healthy all the way to 108 years old. Let's begin with the first one, coffee. Yes, sir, a good, strong cup of black coffee. I've been drinking one every morning since I was about 16 years old. Over the years, people warned me that coffee would ruin my health, raise my blood pressure, or keep me up at night. But you know what I've learned? Stress has probably hurt more people than coffee ever did. That morning cup wakes up your mind, gets your body moving, and fills you with energy for the day ahead. Scientists now tell us coffee is rich in antioxidants, natural compounds that help protect the body from damage and aging. But here's the important part. Drink it black. Skip the piles of sugar, flavored syrups, and artificial creamers. The coffee isn't the problem. It's everything people pour into it. Now let's move on to number 2. Berries. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, any kind you can find. When I was a little girl, we'd pick them fresh from bushes growing behind the house. Today, I buy them from the grocery store. But one thing hasn't changed. I eat a handful every single day. They're naturally sweet without causing the blood sugar spikes that come from processed sweets. And those beautiful colors? They're more than just pretty. Those colors come from powerful plant compounds called polyphenols. My daddy used to say, the medicine is in the color. And he wasn't wrong. These compounds help fight inflammation, protect your cells, and support your brain as you age. Number 3 comes from the water. Fatty fish. I'm talking about salmon, sardines, mackerel, and other oily fish. Growing up in Georgia, salmon wasn't something we ate often, but sardines? we always had sardines. My husband used to joke that they were a poor man's lunch. I used to tell him they were rich man's medicine. You see, your brain needs healthy fats to function properly, and fatty fish are packed with omega-3s, including EPA and DHA, nutrients that support memory, mood, and heart health. Think of them as oil for the engine. They help keep everything running smoothly. Some people worry about mercury. I understand that concern. But I also worry about keeping my brain healthy enough to remember the people I love. For me, the benefits have always been worth it. And now we come to number 4. Eggs. The whole egg, yolk included. For decades, people were told egg yolks were bad for them. They said eggs would clog arteries and damage the heart. For nearly 50 years, many folks avoided one of nature's most complete foods. But eggs are packed with high-quality protein, vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that support both brain and eye health. And most of those nutrients are found right there in the yolk. The lesson? Sometimes the foods we've been told to fear are the very foods our bodies need most. And that's something I've learned over 108 years of living. For years, they scared an entire generation away from what might be one of nature's most complete foods. And you know what? They were wrong. The yolk is where the goodness lives. It's packed with choline, which helps support your brain, and lutein, which helps protect your eyes. That little golden center is a powerhouse of nutrition. I've eaten 2 eggs every morning for as long as I can remember, and at 108 years old, my heart is still beating strong. So don't be afraid of the yolk. Now let's talk about number 5. And this one might surprise a few people. Red meat. Good grass-fed red meat. The kind that comes from cattle raised the way nature intended, out in the sunshine, grazing on grass. For years, people have been told that red meat is something to fear. But the truth is, your body needs many of the nutrients found in quality red meat. It provides iron, vitamin B12, zinc, and carnitine, nutrients that help support energy, muscle strength, and healthy blood cells. When people constantly feel tired and weak, sometimes it's not because they're getting older. Sometimes it's because their bodies aren't getting the nutrients they need. A healthy animal turns grass, water, and sunshine into nourishment. And when eaten in moderation as part of a balanced diet, quality red meat can be a valuable source of nutrition. Now let's move on to number 6, fermented foods. Back in my day, we didn't use fancy words like fermented. We simply called it sauerkraut. We called it pickles. We called it buttermilk. These foods have been part of traditional diets for generations. Today, scientists know they contain beneficial bacteria that can support gut health. And your gut matters more than most people realize. Think of it like a garden. A healthy garden needs healthy soil. And your digestive system needs the right balance too. When your digestion works well, your whole body tends to feel better. That's why I've always believed a happy gut contributes to a happier life. And finally, we come to number 7, my little secret. Raw cacao. Now, I'm not talking about candy bars or sugary milk chocolate. I'm talking about real cacao, the dark, rich powder that comes straight from the cacao bean, the kind that's slightly bitter, the kind most people walk right past. Every morning, I stir a spoonful into my coffee. Raw cacao contains natural plant compounds, antioxidants, and minerals that may help support blood flow, brain function, and overall wellness. To me, it provides a little spark, a little boost that helps me start the day with energy and focus. So there you have it, my 7 favorite foods. Coffee, berries, fatty fish, eggs, quality red meat, fermented foods, and raw cacao. No miracle pills, no expensive supplements, no secret formula, just simple foods that people have been eating for generations. But before I go, let me tell you something important, because food isn't the whole story. Food is the fuel, but fuel alone won't keep the engine running. The real engine is your spirit. You need a reason to wake up in the morning. You need people to care about. You need purpose. You need faith. You need something that keeps your heart alive. Because you can eat the healthiest food in the world, but if you're carrying anger, bitterness, and stress every day, your body will feel it. So forgive people. Laugh often. Spend time with those you love. Sit outside and watch the sunset. Be grateful for another day. Those things nourish the soul just as much as food nourishes the body. And if you do that, if you take care of both your body and your spirit, you just might stick around a little longer than expected. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's about time for my morning coffee.